Salutations, everyone. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps with Wrestling Republic, and we are back with another installment of the Sunday Spotlight, where we showcase the world of professional wrestling that is not only WWE, that is not only AEW, but that is everything. And my goodness, we have a very special episode this weekend. It is one that we've been looking forward to for a little while since we got it booked, and I'm hyped for it because this is a remarkable talent that we're gonna talk to. First and foremost, I can't do this interview by myself. I gotta have my, right hand man, tag team partners, 1/3 of the Tuesday night crew. Drizzy, how you doing, bro?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you still believe in. It ain't Tuesday, but we holding them twos up because we ain't the ones, we the twos. I ain't did that one in a while. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, and I'm excited for it too, man. And let's not take too much time. We got a special guest, man. This is a talent that has been just killing the independent scene as of late. She's been killing it across all aspects of the globe, man. Doing stuff in the islands, doing stuff in the states. Former NXT talent, and someone that y'all need to keep an eye out for. Miss Kaylia Capri. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
That's me. I doing really good this morning. Thank y'all so much, Wrestling Republic. Good morning. One more time.
There we go. There we
There
go.
you go. Good morning, all. How are y'all doing under the Capri Sun today?
Let's go.
Uh,
I love it. I love it. And yeah, she
she
got the
made the sun.
conch.
She made the sun come out over here. See?
I got my
Yeah.
conch and my baby always with me.
Oh
See,
man, let's go. Now we
always
we
ready.
we are definitely happy to have you on the show. And man, let's start into it. The first thing I want to ask you is, how are you doing today? How is how's your week and everything going for Kaylia so far?
I am doing amazing. I feel like every day I get the chance to wake up and chase my dreams. That's like the best thing ever to start my day. And it makes me motivated. Every day I wake up, I always have something to say. Because I'm just ready to go out there, motivate someone else, and just follow my dreams and just really live in reality.
For sure. And I feel like that's one thing that is most important in everything you do. Just good, making sure you in a good headspace and you motivated and whatnot. Um, and yeah, man, I've been you're someone that I have gotten an opportunity to like learn about as of late. I've seen a lot of your work in different promotions, obviously, that we're gonna talk about. I saw a clip of you at Reality of Wrestling, and man, you're a bit of a hooper, I must say. You have a tremendous skill set. So first thing I want to ask you is, obviously you are not from the world of pro wrestling immediately, but you kind of have a different bit of a upbringing into it. And us, me and Drizzy, like I said, we do a Tuesday NXT review show, and we always talk about the NXT women's division. And you, no matter what anybody says, are from the same grassroots of that. Kind of explain about what you did prior into pro wrestling and then what got you into pro wrestling.
So prior to pro wrestling, I being from the Bahamas, I didn't have nothing to do but be outside, climb trees, build stuff, and just use my hands. So I was always that girl that just always wanted to be physical and active. So I found myself in a lot of sports. So at my school, they did not believe we was not good at nothing. They was gonna find out what you were good at. I did soccer, I did basketball, volleyball, I did all of these sports, karate, like gymnastics. I competed competitively in a few, like gymnastics, soccer, swimming, things like that. So I was always outside, I was always competing. And I just realized very, very early that my character was something that I don't know, did it fit in any of these sports? So I think early on for me, I was trying to figure out, okay, yes, I do want to play a sport, but I just didn't know what sport I wanted to play. For me, the sport that I resonated with the most was track and field because I was super, super fast. As you see the hoop, ain't no hoops. It's calves, it's calf muscles. But I decided that I wanted to stick with track and pursue that and see how far I could go in that. And it actually led me to Texas Southern, where I got a full track scholarship. I was doubting myself a little bit in my first year because I was so scared coming to the States. I was like, oh my God, it's like I have to compete with 20 girls in the Bahamas, and then I come to the States and I got to compete with 20,000 in one state. So it was pretty much overwhelming for me, and I didn't know whether or not I actually wanted to run track or not like that. But I ended up going and I did the tryout. And this is so funny because this is always my story, but I did the tryout and they seen me and they were like, wow, you got something that we really want to work with. And I ended up getting my track scholarship for Texas Southern. I stayed there for all 4 years, including my 2 years for my master's degree. That's right. 2 degrees, baby. Stayed there the whole time until 2020. 2020, yes, 2020. That's when WWE reached out to me via DM. And that's when I was like, okay, this got to be fake. Signed up for the tryout that was in Dallas. And suddenly I was in this world where not only I can scream, kick people, punch people, bite people, roll around, and act a complete fool and be physical, instantly my mind blew up. And I said, wait, it's no way in the world that I was supposed to be a professional wrestler. So when I actually got the contract from WWE, it still didn't hit me. It didn't hit me that, wow, Alexis, like these people are telling you that you have the potential to become the world's greatest professional wrestler, sports entertainer. And I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because my whole life I was wondering what I was building up towards. So as I got into WWE, when I settled into NXT, I think my first hurdle was actually understanding professional wrestling because it's different from amateur wrestling where you meet someone and you immediately on go, you on them, you on them. This is more entertainment based. This is more for audience. This is more for TV. So it was understanding the aspects of that so that I can give my coaches what they wanted and also give my fans and viewers what they wanted as well. So it was very, very tough on me mentally getting that part. And then also being a Caribbean woman. In the Bahamas, wrestling died down a lot. Okay, I used to watch wrestling, but then when I went off to college in 2015, I didn't even have a TV, so I didn't even keep up. And in the Bahamas, it was just like dead. Parents didn't care. They didn't want you to do nothing but be a lawyer, doctor, like something that's gonna make you a lot of money. So professional wrestling was far from anybody's mind. And to be the person that is not only the very first ever female Bahamian professional wrestler to ever get into WWE, right? That was just so much pressure on me. I was there, I was just working, and I tried to have fun. I tried to, let it go and not be too serious and have fun so that I could soak in everything. Because I'm a fast learner. I'm a kid when it comes to learning things. If you just tell me to do it, I'm not even gonna ask you a question. I'm just gonna go do it. So being there, I got to connect with Coach Smiley, connect with Coach Brookside. Coach Gerard was my first coach. Coach Karina was amazing. Ryan Katz, meeting all these people, them giving me all these tips and tricks to the wrestling industry. And slowly, very, very slowly, it was coming together. Me learning how to do promos and speak my mind and do things and just actually resonate with people. It was slowly coming together. Sadly, I didn't get as much time as everyone else. I got 9 months out of my 3-year contract. So when I did leave, the response was absolutely crazy. It's like everybody was so upset. And I was proud of that because I didn't do anything for them to be upset. Like I wasn't on TV. I was on TV for like my class and a couple of promos, but I really didn't show anybody anything other than my outfits and my hairstyles and my personality on Instagram. So the fact that they just had that little and they were willing to ride or die for me, like immediately, I instantly said, this is something that I need to look into. I can't stop. Too many people right now are actually supporting me and really want me to do good. I can't stop right now. And that's when I ended up at WOW in LA. And it was an amazing experience. That was the first time I was ever on TV. The energy was different on the indies. And I discovered that, wow, professional wrestling isn't NXT. It isn't just NXT. It's actually the indies. And the indies is teaching me how to bring my character to life. I went from not knowing how to incorporate Caribbean culture and Caribbean everything, my essence into my wrestling moves and figuring out my move sets and stuff like that. I went from that to being on the indies for a few years, meeting all the ladies like Alexis Littlefoot, Jada Stone, Maya World, Casey Lennox, like all of them absolutely opened their arms to me and brought me into this world. And they said, "Hey, you have it. You just overthinking it. Like you just not doing this. This is what you're doing. This is what you're not thinking about." They guided me and they helped me and they really, really stood with me, including ACW with JB Cool. He was another person that stuck his neck out for me and said, "We see something in you." Devon Dudley. Like I had so many big names, so many people with credentials in the wrestling world coming to me, telling me, "Don't stop." That it showed me like I'm doing something right, even though I didn't plan for this and I didn't actually say, "Oh, I want to be the world's greatest professional wrestler." Some things are just meant for you. And when you trust in God and you just trust in your path and you don't ask any questions and you have that childlike thinking and you just go, you just never know what room you actually get into. And the room that I got into, I'm so happy to be here. And I'm never leaving.
Yo,
Yeah, I love
that
that.
is so amazing to hear because like I love the fact that you didn't allow an unfortunate situation like kind of rattle your game and not continue to do this because I'll be completely honest with you. And I'm not saying this just because you're here in front of us. I wish we could have seen an opportunity of what you could do in NXT because the thing is this, when it comes to people that are collegiate athletes coming in and learning to the world of pro wrestling, the in-ring stuff is there and whatnot, but it's the personality and being able to talk. And I always like, obviously, I'm not a wrestler. I'm just a wrestling podcaster. But I always say, it's half the game to be a good wrestler. The other half is what you do as a character. And I feel like you have such a contagious personality, and you're so fun. And it's the same thing from us talking, but also what you do with your work with WoW, reality of wrestling, ACW, all of that. You show that same personality, like it's like, dang, I wish I could have saw that at NXT because it's like you see the same thing with someone like a Tiffany Stratton at the moment, right? Who was also an athlete, but then you saw the personality come out. Like I feel like you have like that same, type of, uh,
It
style as she
reaches.
does in a way. Yeah,
It's a big. It reaches. It just grabs you. Like, come to me. Come to me.
Right. Like I
Like,
told you,
and
like my whole life, I've been categorized as crazy. Like seriously, I've never been that person to just not want people to come towards me. I've never been that person to stay away from a conversation. I've always been open and honest with myself first and then everyone else. So I always love giving people the benefit to make their own decisions. I'm gonna give you me 100% immediately. And if you don't like it, but if you do like it, come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Like I'm that type of person.
I like
I,
that.
but when I get in that ring, I am that type of person. But when I get in that ring, like I said, I'm competitive. I can't help it. I'm that girl that was in the gym. So on my track team, my coach, Coach Claire, he used to always make us lift super, super heavy. And I used to love doing it because I'm only 5'2". But in my head, I'm 6'9". I'm the biggest in the room. So
Right.
I'd always lift the heaviest weight. I'm squatting 300 pounds. And as soon as I put it down, I'm like,
that's right. He's
that's
like,
me. That's all me.
I like that. Oh man, that's great. Drizzy, I know you had a question, man. So
with yeah, with your transition from NXT to WoW to ROW, what has been your favorite aspect of it? Of all
My
of this?
growth. Oh my God, my growth. It's so surprising to me when I go back and look at my matches on WoW. They're very basic, more so character matches, more so me getting comfortable in the ring. And now it's just like I'm excited. I'm like, give me the hardest, bestest person you have on the roster right now.
Ooh,
Put them
I
in the ring
love
right now. Like that. I think for me, that was the best part. The fact that now I have confidence in myself. I have confidence in my moveset. I have confidence in my team because now, I don't know if y'all seen, but
Spark
I
the
have
world.
two ladies with me.
mm-hmm.
We go by V. the hottest three. And that's Jada
Oh,
Stone and Maya World, of course. I had to tag with the two ladies that I felt like in the Indies right now, killing it. Killing it all around the board. And like I said, I just can't help it. I'm a winner. I go after winners. I connect with winners.
it's contagious.
It's
It's
contagious.
I like
contagious. You
I
can't
like
get
that.
away from it.
I like that. And that definitely is a super a unit to be reckoned with out in the wrestling world, because those are two talented uh wrestlers as well that you align to. And that's gonna be pretty special to see, because y'all could probably travel around all aspects,
I'm
man.
telling you.
And try to take over the world. I like that.
I'm gonna need like 5 to 6 to 10 more of these, but I already have my eye on the North American Championship. I have my eye on the
Hmm.
TNA Knockout Championship. I have my eye on a couple championships. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, I see myself traveling a lot of places with this and never losing this, but gaining more.
She gonna have, she gonna need assistance to carry
Yeah,
all these belts. Cause it's,
I'm gonna need a belt
Belt.
carrier.
you know, let me set my
Yeah,
application
man.
because I'm trying. I need a job.
Yeah.
I will carry. I
I
will
got you.
definitely carry the belt. And in fact, give me a shirt that says "property of two." So let's go.
Yeah,
I
property
like
of
that.
Capri.
Got a ring to it. That got a ring to it.
It do.
Um, that's awesome to see. Um, another question. Obviously, you wear your heritage on your sleeve, right? How does it feel about representing the Bahamas? You mentioned, you're one of the first of your kind in regards to repping where you from, and like, what does that mean to you in regards to representing the Bahamas in the world of pro wrestling? Because you did also mention it's not as popular as it may used to be back in the day. I feel like you got a great opportunity to draw people right back in, and you guys are doing a lot of shows out there as well, correct?
Correct. We have another show in March coming up, and it's so funny. So after our first show, they started calling me the Hogan of the Bahamas. Like, yeah, that's how crazy they went. Like, after I started promoting it and letting people know, they had me on every news station, they had me on every interview podcast station. The whole country was ecstatic because for them, I am now a representation of the Bahamas. A whole country is on my back. And taking a step down from that, I think what I also do for my country is it gives people hope. In the Bahamas, like I said, it's just certain jobs that they put the most weight on too. And it makes people feel like they have less choices and less options and they don't know what to do. So when you see someone like me who started out the way I started out and ended the way I end, it gives people motivation to let them know, hey, just keep making those decisions, keep making those choices, and keep pushing forward. It's never what people tell you, it's what you tell yourself,
Mm.
literally. So I am so honored and so proud to be able to say that I'm doing this for my country, and my country is fully behind me, and they absolutely accept me, and they open in their arms because now today I feel like now because I brought wrestling to the Bahamas, I have opened up a new world of tourism because now designers have a job. Now people who want to actually be wrestling coaches, they have a reason to open up wrestling schools. We have more sports tourism. We have more things that are going to cause more people to want to come to the Bahamas because are you not going to come to Baha Mania on the beach in Paradise Island with the sharks swimming above you and seagulls everywhere and sun and palm trees? I think that'd be beautiful and amazing.
That's better than Las Vegas, in my
It
opinion.
is.
In
It
my
is way
Respectfully,
opinion,
better.
in my opinion,
respectfully. Sorry,
I'm trying to
sorry,
be.
WrestleMania, but I want to. We said it off air. We obviously, myself and Drizzy, we both not together, but we was on separate occasions on cruises and got to visit the Bahamas. And one thing I found interesting, and it was probably the coolest thing about my trip there, was we took a bus ride to go to one of the private islands, but you're going through, I think we were in Grand Bahamas, but
mm-hmm.
like the guy was telling us a lot about, the adversity the islands went through because of like storms and stuff like that. and obviously a lot of the economy, struggling. And what you just said, bringing a whole different avenue to give people an opportunity, I think that's something incredible. And there's other young girls and boys that could watch you, feel inspired, and if there's a wrestling school there, they might become, the next big time wrestler as well.
Right? Or we can just become like just like New Japan or people in Mexico. Like now wrestlers have the opportunity to come into to the Bahamas. And the Bahamas is so close. You don't have to move far away from your family. You could literally have that island, have that vacation energy and spirit, and just be 30 minutes away from the States.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. That is true. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. So, Drizzy, you got the next question.
How have you been able to incorporate your culture, your heritage into your wrestling style? Because, like I said, you're one of one now. So you have the gift of being able to just put your entire self into your moveset. So how do we do that?
The best part about Caribbean culture is it's wrestling just by yourself. That's the best part of Caribbean culture. So I always, now that I'm not thinking about how to properly take someone over, how to properly do a wrist lock and apply these things. Now that I'm past that, it's like I see these opportunities all the time. Someone has me in a waist lock. I'm gonna hold your hands and make sure it's locked, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start whining. And when I
Oh,
start whining, you're gonna be so baffled at the fact that I whining so good. That's what's gonna baffle you. You're gonna be like, how in the world is she moving like a snake right now? That you're gonna loosen up. And that's how I'm
Right.
gonna get you off me. Or I love it when the ladies love putting me in leg scissors. With me on the floor and they grab my head with their leg. I'm like, okay, I got you. That's perfect. I needed this stability to go on my head top and do a little dancey dance on my head. Like y'all don't even know my neck is strong. My neck been strong, okay? So I be doing dances, I be shaking, but I be winding up myself all day. I don't know if y'all watch my Instagram, but I wind up myself all day. It's such a great thing. Like, so for me, the culture is amazing because it's a way to let you release stress. It's a way to let you just release everything and just be yourself and feel confident in your body and just resonate with yourself completely. And I'm happy to bring it into wrestling so that it has more of a look than provocative, like me just trying to whine and shake my butt and this and that and the third. It's actually a craft. A lot of people cannot wind
Hmm.
their waist, especially not like me. Okay, that's a craft. That's something that you have to actually practice every day, and you have to actually take it seriously, and you have to actually like really want to do it. So
mhm.
I want to put respect on that whining. You understand? When I get in the ring and I whine, yeah, it look good, but that's my war whine. That's me getting ready to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, there
I'm
we go.
releasing all the
Yeah,
stress.
hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That type of innovation is what like definitely sets people apart too. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
That's gonna be something special. Hey man, you gotta watch out. People gonna try to jack your shit too. So
Oh, it's coming.
They can
It's
but
try.
coming.
you
Listen,
gotta
and that's my thing. That's my thing. That's why I'm never worried. I'm never worried about people taking from me or copying me or similarities, because at the end of the day, what is for you is for you. They can try to act like me, but you will always know they trying to act like me while I'm being myself. You understand? It's never going to be a misconstrued. No one can steal your identity unless you will allow it.
for sure.
Me,
For
the
sure.
way I act, if someone can steal my identity, I'm gonna give it to them, because the way I act, you had to study me like to the T to act the way I act. When I
Hmm.
get in that ring,
Right.
like I think it was a point at reality or wrestling. It was so funny because I used to do this when I was at NXT in Coach Smiley class. Like I'd love climbing up on the ropes and just saying some random shit. I climbed up on the ropes in reality or wrestling. Did not plan this. They were fighting. They didn't notice me, so I was like, here comes the sun. Do 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 do.
Oh
Mid
no,
round.
you gotta do that forever. You have to do that every
That's
time. You like,
fire.
here comes the sun. Like I
That's
need
fire.
that.
I did that and I gave them a great crossbody. And it was amazing. I had so much fun. Like, I love having fun. I love being spontaneous. And the things that I do, the way that I think, I'm sorry to tell you, you're gonna be stressed out trying to figure me out. You might as well copy someone else, someone easier. Go to the easy level first. We are extra hard on this level.
Yeah, talk heavy. I like that. Yeah,
I
ain't
swear, I
going.
love this. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. So man, that's dope to see. I got a question though. Obviously, you mentioned that you are you grew up watching wrestling, right? You have any sort of like inspirations, like maybe from your youth, or even like as you got into wrestling in NXT, like anybody that you kind of inspired you or that you really appreciate watching like game tapes of, to gain a little inspiration from?
So for me, the people that resonated with me when I did watch wrestling, it was Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, John Cena, the Bella Twins, Maurice, Sasha Banks, of course.
Hmm.
The goat.
Sorry, so I had to
We
get
acknowledge we acknowledge our CEO on a daily basis over here,
Yes.
especially
amen.
me. Every
Her.
time I have to do a review show
Like,
for AW, I gotta hit. Yeah, we always gotta hit the CEO dance all the time, man.
I love her so much. She resonated with me so much. Trinity resonated with me so much. And
yes.
those people stuck out to me for one main reason. I think their character was so solid. I knew exactly why they were doing things. I know how they were thinking. And whether or not they were being fed things, they delivered the best matches, the best all together matches, as far as move sets, as far as making me feel some type of way, as far as telling a story, as far as their look. You know what I mean? They absolutely embodied their characters. And before I realized that they were embodying characters, I actually thought that's who they were. You understand? So that's why I remember them. I watched wrestling in the Bahamas not as a wrestling fan, but as someone who was interested in the coolness of this new world. Like, who are these people? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? You know what I mean? I wasn't following them in that way of like, I just want to know who win in the matches. I just actually really watched those matches and really enjoyed it, and I was very entertained. And I realized, oh, that's so cool. Like, it's awesome. And now that I am back, I would say those people are still the people that I resonate with. I got to meet John on the first day at NXT. And y'all,
Oh
I
wow.
absolutely I lost it. Okay. We were having a meeting with Coach Bloom, and I saw him at the corner of my eyes. I instantly ran to my bag. I said, I gotta get my phone. I gotta get my phone. Ran to him and I said, John, I can't see you. I can't see you. Took out my phone and I literally was like, please take a selfie with me. Please take a selfie. Everybody stopped the meeting and they turned around and they looked at me and they said,
It's John Cena.
is she serious? Is she serious right now? Because we in the PC, no phones, like these are all the rules. I completely forgot the rules. That's another thing about me. I forget about rules very fast. So when he walked in, I did that, and Coach Bloom came to me. He was like, "Yeah, don't do that again." And I was like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." So I had to control myself as I got to meet people, because I got to meet Rhea. And that was amazing, like speaking to her and picking her brain a little bit. I got to meet Charlotte Flair. I got to meet Ricochet. I got to meet, oh my God, my fave, Randy Orton. Like, I made sure Randy remembered my name, my real name, okay? My name. I said, Randy, I love you.
Like,
Can I RKO you? Can I RKO you right now? Or maybe later? No, yes, no. Okay, I love you.
that I probably would have the same thing though. Like, stay
So we human.
right
I'm only
here.
human. I can't help it. I'm only human.
Yeah.
I
If
was starstruck seeing
For
Bianca.
sure.
And another thing for me too was at the tryout, I always got from all of the coaches. They said, wow, you remind us of Bianca so much. You remind us of Bianca so much in your athleticism, in your like the way you carry yourself. The only difference is you just talk a lot more. And I was like, shit. I mean, I can't help it.
Nah, for sure. That's I mean, I can imagine that's kind of a crazy surreal moment in general, just because like yeah, you grow up watching like a Randy Orton, a John Cena, a Rey Mysterio, And even like to this day, like when you still get to you watch people like other like you mentioned like a Charlotte Flair or Ricochet, like it don't feel real sometimes, but even though
You
it
gotta
is real,
you gotta pinch
You're
yourself.
right, pinch
Cause
it's
me,
you
just
like
forget these.
sometimes.
You forget.
pinch
And I
me,
think it should
Yeah,
be allowed.
right? And it's so awesome now that
it's John
I'm.
Cena.
It's
Yeah, it is.
Johnson, and it's awesome that I get to meet them and I get to tell stories like this because it empowers me. It shows me that you are being put in places to meet very, very powerful people,
For
people
sure.
who can help you, people who could vouch for you. And it makes me feel honored that I could say, I shook John Cena's hand. I hugged Randy Orton. I got to speak to Rhea Ripley. I got to speak to Natty. I got to speak to so many big factors in the wrestling world. And it shows that they actually cared enough when they saw me that they spoke.
I love it, man. You got me wanting to like run through a brick wall right now.
Don't do
Like
that.
I won't. I got stuff to do later on today, so I won't
Yeah,
do that for
make it
to
through the
not
day.
get hurt. Um, yeah, no, that's great. I had another question, right? So you're someone that could probably speak on this because now you're someone that can be part of the coin on two ends. So obviously WWE had the whole NIL, and they still have the whole NIL thing with collegiate athletes and whatnot. But now they just introduced the WWE ID, where it's kind of tied to independent wrestlers. What are your kind of
Yes.
thoughts on this new WWE ID? Obviously, because now you are not only were you an NIL talent, a collegiate athlete coming into it, but you are also an independent wrestler now. And I feel like that's even outshine you being a collegiate athlete prior to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's literally what I'm saying. Like it's so like I said, it's just crazy to me how things without you trying, without you having to do anything, things are always gonna work out how they're supposed to work out. And I feel like I have a greater chance, just like you said, at actually establishing myself in the company way better now that I'm an indie athlete than when I was a college athlete. Um, and I think it's so much of a great opportunity. It's so crazy to think, wow, I'm just gonna keep coming back to this company always, like in different ways, like fine. And my mindset wasn't even let's get back to WWE. That is the big goal, of course. But my big goal was to first create somebody that people like. That's all my mentality was. That's why I ended up with ACW. That's why I ended up with Wow. That's why I ended up at Reality of Wrestling because I wanted to put myself in places that I feel like would help me grow into somebody that everybody would care for. And when I saw the tweet that said WWE has just started this new WWE ID and Reality of Wrestling is one of the schools, I was just like, I just spoke to Booker. I just talked to Booker. You the same way I talking to y'all is how I talk to Booker T. I let him know what I want to do, how I want to do it, and what I doing for real. And he is all on board because he sees how serious I am, and he knows that I want to be established in professional wrestling. Period, just like he is. So he like to have that conversation and then leave that conversation thinking, that's perfect. Me and Booker understand. Not thinking anything was gonna come out of it to
Hmm.
wake up and see that, I was like, is this faith? Is this faith telling me it's time to go back? Is this something telling me your opportunity is coming? Be prepared, be ready, get ready to fight. Like it's so crazy for me when I wake up and see things like that and realize how much possibilities and opportunities that I have. And that's why I act the way I act. I want people to understand that the opportunities that I get, I am only making for myself because I'm taking the chances. And I want them to follow me in that. Don't try to create an opportunity. Take a chance on something that you have no idea about and see where it goes. See where it goes. As long as you being a good person and you putting great energy out into the world, you working extremely hard and you
Hmm.
keeping that faith and you understanding that life is a fight and you ready to fight, you embracing that fight. Like the way the Lord work, that's why we got WWE ID. And if y'all see me signing a contract for the ID, just know it was God's plan.
Yes.
I love that. And we was before we you got on here, we were saying that like it's the same kind of like how the universe is. Like
Hmm.
there's a lot of people like yourself is the first one I'm thinking of, but like I'm sure there's a lot of other people who former PC, didn't get an opportunity to get to you know, continuing in the WWE, but they're hitting the road running on the indies and reestablishing themselves too. And
Yep.
now, like you said, this is a second opportunity in a sense. If you put in the work, talent always rises to the top at the end of the day. So
Absolutely.
uh we do have a phoned in question from another member of our spotlight team, Megan, the queen of Wrestling Republic, by the way,
Okay.
who is who got to go against me this week in the debate table on Take It to the Table, but that's neither here or
Uh-oh.
there.
Uh-oh.
She did ask though, what advice would you give to aspiring wrestlers?
The advice that I would give to aspiring wrestlers is be open. Don't get yourself grounded in one path. Learn the world that you are in right now and understand that it's way bigger than the WWE universe. It's way bigger than ROW. It's way bigger than ACW. It's so many people out here in this world that you are not targeting. Okay? Target everyone. Don't just try to be great for the WWE universe because at the end of the day, that I found out, they are tied to the company. You know what I mean? They don't care about you as a person. Be somebody that people are going to care about as an individual. They care about your growth, they care about your process, and they really are invested into your journey. Post it, talk about it, really put yourself out there. Don't depend on these platforms and these promotions to do it for you. Understand that if you want to be taken seriously, you gonna have to do what Kaylia Capri did and put your money where your mouth is.
I like
That
that.
is perfect. I
That that
love it.
and that's aspiring answer to the people grinding and whatnot. So I'm
Oh,
definitely
and
loving
it
it.
hits on
Go ahead, Dre.
and it hits on so many different levels because that's it advice for life for things that you want to go out and do. Like, don't just wait on anybody else to do it for you. Like, you got to put yourself out there. Like, that is
Right?
such inspiring. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, for sure. Drizzy, you got the next question.
If you could change anything in wrestling, what would it be?
That's a hard question. What would I change? Hmm. That's a hard question because you know why? I actually love everything about pro wrestling. I love the fact that we have freedom to do whatever we want. I do hate that, it's certain factors that go into being selected for certain things, but I think that's what makes it more competitive. You know what I mean? We all can't make it. We all cannot make it. You have to make things harder to see who really committed to certain things. Like, this world is so competitive. Wrestling is so saturated now that I'm actually in the wrestling world. I go
Mhm.
out and I go out in my WrestleMania t-shirt, or I go out in my old tryout shirt, and someone's stopping me. They're like, "Hey, you like wrestling?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a pro wrestler." And they look at me like, "Hell, you not? No, you ain't." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." But it's literally nothing that I feel like I would change about it. I'm me in particular. I love this industry. I love the energy of the industry. I love the competitiveness. I love having to be put down and bring myself right back up to show people you don't run this. I run in this.
But I love the outlook on that. That's the first time I've ever had that answer, but I absolutely love the explanation though. Because if you're in it and you love it, why change anything? If it ain't
Why
broke,
change
don't change
anything?
it.
That's a fact. Nah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, hey, it feels good to do what you love at the end of the day. I think in society, a lot of people do stuff that they don't necessarily love to do. So you loving what you're doing as a professional wrestler is always awesome to see as well. Um, couple more. Um, you got this belt that's just shining right there, right? You look absolutely
So
amazing just as a
beautiful.
champion right now. But you mentioned that you want to come for some more belts. Is there like a hit list of people that you want to kind of wrestle out there?
I wouldn't
From
say hit
goes,
list.
that goes any promotion though.
I wouldn't say hit list. I'll say the same thing in track. How track work is you don't actually plan to run against the fastest people. The fastest people always run against each other because throughout the year we kept ticking those boxes. And at the end of the day, when you tick in those boxes and people seeing you tick these boxes, naturally they're like, hey, let's see if you could tick that box against her. Let's see if you could tick that box against her. And a person like me, I'm up for the challenge once again. I'm never gonna turn down no smoke. And I'm always gonna stand on being ready for the smoke. I like some girls, say, they don't want to say it out loud. Like they don't want to hear themselves say, I'm ready to fight you. But it's so much beauty in being able to confidently stand in front of your competitor and say, I'm going to fight you because what I want and what you want are clashing. So we're going to have to figure this out some way in this ring. However we do it, we're going to have to figure this out. It's respect. It shows that I'm not scared of you and you're not scared of me. And we both can step in here like two grown women and we can solve this problem. You understand? And that way, when we walk away, we able to walk away and shake hands and have a lot more respect. That way, when I have things like this on my shoulder, it's gonna have a lot more respect with it. Because when you give me your title, you can be able to say, I gave my title to somebody who deserved it,
Mm.
respectfully.
I like that. Hey, that
Oh,
goes for every person out there who got a belt too, because I think, like you said, she want to collect them all.
I want to
mm.
collect them all. I just feel like that's my new goal. I should have every single title that I could possibly get my hands on.
I mean, I ask you
Oh,
this, Jersey. Any dream, any potential dream matches you see? You want to see with her?
Oh my
that
gosh, listen,
is,
so bad,
but
so bad. Mercedes Monet, I am calling you out, please, please. Let's do it,
Let's
babes. We can
go.
do it
Let's
on
go.
TV, off
she's
TV. But that's a dream match right there because those two titles that she got on her shoulder.
she going to the top. She going to the top. She said, "No, why shoot low? Shoot to the top."
I ain't gonna lie to
I
you. I
love it.
think I think that's the one that I probably was thinking of too. You and Mercedes. I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
I
that'd be a good
I,
one.
I
because
have
she's
one.
she's gonna be my competitor. She's gonna be the person that steps in that ring with me, and she's gonna say, "Girl, I don't know where you came from, and I don't know who you think you are, but you're not gonna get these titles off me." And I'm gonna be the one to say, "Well, I came from the Bahamas, and I'm Kaylia Capri, and I said I am coming for those titles. So now what?" I'm
She
looking forward to
she
it.
said
I'm
she
looking
want
forward
it. She
Talk
hungry.
heavy.
I love it. I love that talk. I love when they talk that hungry talk.
Talk heavy. I like that too. That makes me want to watch the match even more now.
right? Me too.
Tony Khan, if you watching this, I know you do watch our show, Tony Khan.
Tony.
We see you in the algorithm, Hey, and also I would love it. I actually would really like to see you wrestle on AEW just in general too.
Right?
Like I
I would
feel
love
like that'd be fun. There's a lot of talented women on their roster, and you know, I, have you obviously we talking international. Would you be open to working in Japan, like working
Oh
a
yeah, of
Stardom?
course. Of course. Japan, I already got reached out to do a couple of shows in Mexico. I'm trying to touch every single part of wrestling that I could touch because I know I'm going to learn different things and I'm going to be able to take away what I actually want to take away. I might not actually start doing a whole Japanese style of wrestling and I may not do a
Sure.
lucha style of wrestling, but I am going to take little things that I like from each style and bring it into my Caribbean style because we don't now we got Caribbean style wrestling, y'all.
See,
Welcome.
and you
New
know,
era, baby, new era. So I would love to learn from everybody, and really establish myself in those other countries as well. So they know Kaylia Capri, don't come to the Caribbean. Don't come to the Caribbean. Stay in the States, but don't come to the Caribbean because that's where Kaylia
Hmm.
Capri territory is.
I love it. It's like she's gonna go everywhere. She's gonna give a little bit of herself and take a little bit back.
Right? Give and
See,
take.
see, it's
Hey,
it's
they
ethos
gonna
system. You gotta love it.
They
right?
gonna
And then
think. See, the thing is, they gonna think shit is sweet because they'll be like, "Oh, this is an opportunity to go to Bahamas, go to beaches. You know, the beautiful.
mhm,
You know,
right,
y'all's water is actually not polluted like us in the states.
not at
So,
all.
You see the blue. You see the blue for
Yeah,
real.
it's
right,
blue.
you know. But once the bell rings, they gonna be in them for a rude awakening, like you said.
Hmm.
Like it ain't gonna be that much of a vacation.
Yeah, that Caribbean spice, that jerk. Y'all ever had real jerk? That's how be like.
Mm,
Yeah, get real nice, but real jerk.
Mm,
I love it.
I'm here. I'm here for it.
oh, oh man. All right. I think we got a couple more, and I want to do our game that we do on every interview with the blind rankings. So, just you got another question before we get
I
to the
do.
blind
I do.
rankings?
I do.
Go ahead.
All right. So you are more than wrestling. When you have wrestled out for the day, you're all wrestled out. What is your palate cleanser from wrestling? What do you do to like just take yourself out of wrestling mode for a bit, just for a little bit?
So what I actually do is I actually have that. Like that's my so my routine is work hard and relax. I
Mm,
like to go out. Maybe I'll go to the gym in the daytime, go to a wrestling workout for the rest of the day. The next day, I usually try to do more like active recovery work. Meaning I don't I understand being in track, how wear and tear works on your body. And when you consistently beating yourself down, but not allowing yourself to get that recovery, like seriously, especially in this sport. Oh my gosh, wrestling with all the slamming and grappling and tossing and things like that. You consistently always shifting bones in your body. You
mm,
consistently slamming your head, your brain is shifting. So you have to give your body at least a day to just come down. So I like to, after maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks of wrestling hard, I like to take maybe 1 to 2 days to where I just go in a pool, I swim, cryotherapy, stretching. Of course, I'm gonna whine because everybody might think that that thing is easy, but boy, oh boy, whining is so much on your legs. Like because you in a squat position. Imagine sitting in a squat position and whining your waist around for like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And it's a lot. Like that's a leg workout for sure. So I like to do things like that. I take stretching so seriously because stretching is like the main thing that will keep you from getting injuries easily. If you don't do nothing, just stretch. Stretch, take a day to
Mhm.
stretch. Make sure your muscles don't feel like lactated and make sure you really like give your body that nutrition. Like I like to when I do take those days off, I make sure the food that I'm eating is hearty. I try to not eat salads. And my coach used
mm,
to tell me that's rabbit food. And I
mm,
understand what he meant like that because that's the food that your body's gonna break down so fast and you have not gained nothing from that salad. So I
For
like
sure.
to actually ensure that I'm eating things that have me balanced, is keeping me growing my muscles while also keeping my fat levels down, but also giving me energy while also not, giving me certain additives and trans fats and things like that. I try to cook for myself a lot. I'm a Caribbean woman, so I in the kitchen.
mm.
I try to cook for myself a lot and then simply like this is a little toxic, but it's actually untoxic at the same time. I like to on Sundays sit down, watch a little bodies, bodies south, bodies
Oh,
west, Zeus Network. you know,
Hey, you got to.
right? Not watch people throwing hands, but actually still see a little hands get through. But I like to do that. I literally go eat a lot. Like I'm a foodie. I am a foodie. I've eaten every type of food in the world. I try to find every type of food to eat.
For sure.
It's a lot of things I haven't eaten, but it's a lot of things that I
Cause
definitely will
you
eat.
you so you're stationed out in Florida, right?
Yes, in Orlando.
So
mm.
how's the? I mean, I guess how's like the food in the states like compared to obviously back home is probably a lot different. Probably not as good. But
It's good. I'll be honest. Food in the States is really good, depending on the state that you in. I've learned that you go to specific states for specific things. Like for Cajun food, I'm gonna go to Louisiana or Texas.
Mm.
I
right,
can't come to Florida for Cajun food. I'll come to Florida for seafood because I think how they cook seafood here is really, really good. Um, it's just very different at the fact that in the Caribbean, they are growing this stuff in their backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they get
Mm.
it imported, it's being imported from an island. The same way you took a boat to an island, you see how quick you could get some crops and stuff. Like everything is more natural and it's more, it definitely came out the ground. As opposed to the States, it has to be a lot of additives. It has to be a lot of things put into your food so that it can be put in grocery stores and stay in grocery stores and last longer. So because it's too many people here, as opposed to the
Yeah.
Caribbean where it's a lesser amount of people, way more land to actually do farming and agriculture. So the food is always, I can't lie, it's always going to be better outside the States. But the States does have really good dishes that you could try. You know what I
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah,
mean?
no, for sure. I feel that. I like I live in DC or outside of DC, so I don't know. Like the only thing that we have is our own is like
Like cheesesteaks, no?
nah, that's Philly. We have you ever had so there's a thing called mumbo sauce. It's like a sweet and sour, like spicy
Mm.
sauce. So
Mm.
Yes. Yeah.
you go to if you go to the hood in DC, you go to like just the normal Chinese spot, like a
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
out spot.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Chinese spot. Okay.
Yeah, and they
They're
give
eating
you
the
like
dogs. Sorry, my bad. I had to do that.
oh my god, I did not expect to hear that.
Ooh,
That's
that was
funny.
too funny. I'm sorry, y'all.
You broke me with that one. That's funny as hell. Hey, Tuesday, don't people vote?
Right,
um,
Bobo.
Nah. Yeah. Get out there.
yeah, but it's basically they give you like six like whole like wings fried over fried rice, and they got this sauce called mumbo sauce, and they like smother it all. It's kind of like a tangy, spicy, sweet sauce. It's
Mm.
like hella red, depending how who makes it. That's like the
Mhm.
kind of big thing that's changing over here. That's like a staple dish, really. And then like yeah, a lot of like East Coast dishes. Like Philly's not far from here. They got like Philly cheesesteaks and stuff like that, hoagies. Uh, but I mean, New Orleans, I still got to go there. I definitely I love seafood broils. So and I'm from Bangladesh, so I eat a lot of like curry, different type of like
Mm.
curries than like but still a little similar to like how they do in the Caribbeans and whatnot. So it's always good food. I'm going to
Mm.
my mom's after this. I'm gonna eat good over there. So.
I know you will be so hungry now. You literally have me thinking about the Bahamas. I just got thinking about stop thinking about the food. Now I ready to take a flight to just go eat.
It's like, listen, I'll be back in like a week. Let me just get these plates in
Right.
real quick.
For
Just
sure,
grab a
for
crumb
sure.
salad.
All right. So yeah, we and obviously we're happy that for your time here. We got one quick thing we like to do for fun. We just like to do blind rankings, right? So you don't know what direction this is gonna come, and since we are talking about wrestling, I want to go with blind ranking women's wrestlers, right? So you don't know it could be different, promotions, different eras, all of that. We're gonna give you six. You don't know what direction they're coming. You could get a really good one in the beginning, or you can get a really good one at the end. You don't know. So we're gonna blind rank women's wrestlers. The first name I'm gonna throw out to you is Jade Cargill.
Whew. 10.
10. No, we're doing six. So six is six
Oh, 6
month.
is the highest? 10.
Six is no, six is the lowest. Six is the lowest. One is the highest.
0.
Oh, okay. So she broke the scale then.
She broke the scale.
She up
And
there.
have you
Okay.
did you see? Did you watch last night, Crown
Oh
Jewel?
yeah, we did for
Oh,
sure. We
okay.
stand
Family
Jade Cargill here heavy.
stands of them. Yes.
Those
We've
ladies
actually
ate.
We
there are episodes on Wrestling Republic, especially this show, where we have gotten in with other counterparts on our
oh
debating
we
about Jade Cargill, and we are on the Jade
we
Cargill
be
is a goat type of
we frontline fighters. We are frontline fighters for Jade Cargill.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and she is.
And
She's good.
okay, well then you know what we will put her for you. We will make it seven names because she is above one, so we'll put her above one.
Yeah, okay, we
Um,
go.
okay. The next person I'm gonna put is Kalani Jordan.
2.
Hmm.
Okay. 2. Okay, I like that. We also big Kalani Jordan fans over here. Drizzy, you want to throw a name?
Mm, Athena.
Ooh, one for sure.
Ooh,
One.
Okay,
good.
so we got Jade, 0, 1 Athena, 2 Kalani. Let's go Willow Nightingale.
4.
Okay, so Willow 4. Go get the next one, Drizzy.
Your teammate, Maya World.
Damn. 0.0. Just know, I give Maya. If I didn't give that one away, Maya's getting that 0.0. I promise you. But
Okay,
we can put Maya at my number. Did I say number 2 yet?
Kalani's 2. We can put her at 3. I think that's
No, let's
the
put
next.
Kalani at 4 and Maya at 2.
Okay, okay. So my world 2, Kalani 4, and then okay,
Willow
and then
3.
Willow 3.
Willow
Okay,
3. Okay.
okay. So we got 5 and 6 left.
Mhm.
Bianca Belair.
God damn.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's why I hate playing these games on TikTok, because I'd be like, great, they put my favorite
Yeah.
on this one, and I gotta give her 6. Okay, Bianca gonna have to get. Nah, we gonna switch Willow out with Bianca. We gonna put Bianca where Willow at, and we gonna put Willow
Uh,
at number 5, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Willow's 5.
Okay. And the last name we got is another person we stand heavy over here. Queen Aminata.
Ah, this is her former title right here.
Ooh.
This is what she had on her shoulder, and look where she ended up.
Oh.
It's a precursor. It tells you where you're going.
Do you not realize that I love her?
Yeah.
Like coming to ACW, she was my motivation. So look, how about this?
Sure.
These my top 6. She could be number 6. But at the
Go
end
ahead.
of the day, no matter how I rank these ladies, all the ladies that y'all called, like they have a special place in my heart. Okay, the only person I would take out of the rank is Willow, and I'd switch Willow out with Jada because that's my
Okay.
ROD. We the biggest 3. You know what? The hardest 3.
Sure.
We TH3. We the.
And see,
Come
and
on.
I will take that because these are all women that I actively on Twitter am yelling about all the time. I'm pretty sure people have me blocked because of it, but I'll take it. I will take it.
For sure. Nah, and that's great. Well, that is all the time we do have for the interview. I want to give you the floor, promote anything that you got coming up, any events where they could follow you, all of that. The floor is yours.
Alrighty, so y'all already know y'all can follow me on all platforms at __ LEXINI, or just type in Kaylia Capri, and you definitely gonna see me. Or if you want to catch me in person, you can catch me at Reality Wrestling on November 10th in Houston, Texas, at Booker T School, of course. And y'all already know I'm not coming out unless I come out with the dub. And if you want to see it in person, go ahead and get your tickets, sit in that seat, and call my name loud enough so I can hear you, because everybody calls my name.
I love
I
it. I
will.
love it. I love it. Yo, this may be like
I'm gonna
no
take it over.
BS, my favorite interview that we've done so
I
far.
gotta finish it right.
Ah,
Woo!
Yes. Yep.
I
This is
did it.
love it. We love it. This has been a great episode. Thank you again, Kaylia Capri. You have been amazing. Follow her. Follow us. We are back same time next week. And yeah, man, keep rocking with us. In the words of Jay Uso, deuces, ooses.